Okay, the next series, the X839s and the X250s. These have been designed for heavy industrial use. As you can see, the configuration's changed a little bit from the X829s. You won't see too much plastic on these units. Steel tanks, stainless steel is used, and polished aluminum lid assemblies. There are certain market segments that demand this type of configuration. For example, in the nuclear industry, where decontamination is of a big concern, you really can't have too much plastic. So you'll notice that we've got the stainless steel tanks and we've got the polished lids for that working environment. Heavy industry calls for larger capacity, so 15-gallon polyethylene tanks really aren't going to be productive. So we're getting into 55-gallon capacities. Also, power is required. You might need twin motors available, like in the X250, where we're delivering 200 CFM worth of air movement. The unit that I'm going to show you now is configured for wet dry. This is what makes it unique. The wet dry configuration is different in that we don't have a down tube that you're attaching a collector bag, because we're going to be picking up wet debris. You can imagine if we're going to be picking up something moist in that bag, it's going to face off, not allowing airflow to go through the system, which would hamper your performance. So the configuration changes in that we can take a 6 mil liner bag, as you see here, put it in the canister itself, drape it over, and because of the unique design that we have, we're able to vacuum the contents through this rotationally molded polyethylene uni adapter and disperse the debris directly into the lined canister bag, not double handling the debris whatsoever. Yet we still have the filters that we had gone through earlier in place. The H.E.P.A, the pre-filter, the filter protector, and the cloth bag. This uni adapter also has a molded float shutoff mechanism, all one piece. Let's put this thing back together. All right, let's clamp this uni adapter in place. Nice and tight. Let's put the rest of the filters in. Make sure it's seated in properly. Lid assembly. Make sure it's seated in properly. We're ready to go. We talked about earlier how it's important to make sure that these component parts are seated in properly and latched tightly. It's because we don't want to have any leakage. An intake and what's called a swivel cuff could be a point of leakage. Minuteman actually has a patent on our swivel cuff and intake. Let me show you how it works. Where the patent comes in is we've actually beveled the swivel cuff end, and if you take a look inside that intake, you'll see another bevel that will receive this piece. So when we put our hose into our intake, this beveled piece fits perfectly into the bevel in the intake.